Hello everybody, it's Power Timo here, and today I'm going to show you how to create this rather swanky looking UI animation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason for creating this kind of animation is you don't usually see this stuff on a Power App. And anytime you want to build something, especially when you want to present it to your management or your manager, you want it to look the part because these low-code solutions, when you're creating this application, the better it looks from the get-go and smoother it feels. It makes an impression that it's a very sweet system and everybody just wants to start using it right away. So that's my justification for creating this. But all right, I'm just gonna stop talking now. I'm just gonna show you how it's done. It's very simple to make. Really, it's not a whole lot many moving parts to it. I'm just gonna start by creating an app here. I'm gonna start with a page design. I'm gonna go with a blank canvas. All right, now we have our screen. There's nothing on our screen yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a setup that has like left third, and then on the right that's gonna have 2/3. So let's create our main container. We're gonna make this horizontal container. I'm gonna call this screen container, like so. Just gonna put it on the left side of the screen to the top, and I'm gonna make it a parent width. I'm gonna take the height and make parent height like that. Then I'm gonna take the border radius off. I'm gonna take the drop shadow off because this is not gonna be for display purpose, just gonna be for containment purposes. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. I'm gonna put a container inside this container here. It's gonna be another container. Is gonna be a vertical container this time. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna take the border radius off. I'm gonna take the shadow off. It should be good. Now I'm just gonna do this. Gonna rename this sucker to left container. And then I'm gonna press Control-C, Control-V for copy paste. I'm gonna paste it inside the screen container. Remember to click the screen container before you paste. I'm gonna call this right container, or like that. And then I'm gonna select my left container. I'm gonna take the flexible width off. I'm gonna make it 250 wide. So now we have like a standard setup here. It's gonna make this navy blue. The color here, right, like so. All right, so we pretty much have our standard layout here. There's going to be like a left navigation container here. We could have navigation on here, and we'll have our work area here. Whatever we want to have appear would be over here, like you saw in my demo earlier. Right. Then we're going to want to have something to control our animation here or control our navigation here. I'm going to add the 2 buttons. Actually, I'm going to do one thing before that. I'm going to press the 3 buttons on here. Go to settings. Updates. Going to put my modern controls and themes on here. And then I'm going to go to display. I'm going to take scale to fit off. That way we can have this a little bit nicer looking so it doesn't try to have it like a rigid aspect ratio. It'll just scale the whole screen, and we have our modern UI elements here. I'm just going to add 2 buttons on to this left container. It should have a plus button here. If it doesn't, just select it and go to insert. You have the same menu there. Right, I'm going to press the plus. I'm going to add 2 buttons here. Copy paste into itself like this. I'm going to call this button show. Let's have like a blue area. Then let's button show red, like this. And then let's select left container, have it centered, align to center, have a gap, let's say 16. Right. I'm just gonna call this this button show blue, and then I'm gonna call this button what? Come on. Show blue. And then this button's gonna be show red. User error right here. That's not going to be very intuitive. It's going to be a blue button, so I'm just going to make it red like that. Right. Cool. Everything is working as it should. If you press Alt or Option, you can toggle the view elements here. Just a quick reminder. All right, so now we have some scaffolding in place. Let's do one thing right here still. We're gonna have to create our blue area and red area. So that's gonna be inside our right container. So inside here, let's just add more containers. Let's have a couple of vertical containers. Let's take our border radius off. Let's take our drop shadow off. And let's make this into some sort of red. I'm gonna put red like this on there. Right. Cool. And now I'm gonna have blue area. It's gonna call this actually red area. Now I'm gonna copy paste it inside the red container. I'm just gonna call this blue area. I'm gonna make this blue. Surprising. I want it to be that way. Right, let's make the color into blue. Right, it's a very beautiful app. Don't you like it? It's very good. I like it very much. Actually, let's do a couple things still. Let's give our buttons here some power. I'm gonna see the on select property selector here. I'm gonna write on this blue button. Why is it called the wrong thing again? What the hell? Show blue, thank you. Come on. Stop changing it. Right. On here, on select, I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna set var view. I'm gonna come up with a variable like this, var view. I'm gonna call it blue. Like this. I'm gonna copy paste my variable copy into the red button here and make it red. And then I'm gonna select the red area. I'm gonna go to its visible property. You're gonna guess what's coming next. It's gonna be var view equals red. And then the blue area is a visible property. It's going to be var view equals blue, like so. Bam! Look at that. That's very nice. That's very cool. Looking pretty cool, if I say so myself. Right. So now we have this. Isn't this just wonderful? It's just it's pretty much perfect. Actually, I'm gonna make this blue a little bit different because that's it's just not gonna be very legible against navigation blue. So that's a little bit more. It's not the prettiest application you've ever seen, probably, but we're just building an animation here. I hope you understand. Right. Now we have our scaffolding in place. Now we're gonna want to have to start thinking about how do we drive our animation. So I've come up with a way that it's relying on a timer, a hidden timer. It's gonna get a timer here. Timer on here. I'm just gonna call this guy our dimmer timer, not our dinner timer, it's a dimmer timer. And I'm gonna put this guy to be visible not, or visibility to false, and then I'm going to have to create a couple variables. Because when we start this app up, it's not gonna have any value stored into these variables here. It's gonna have a white screen because these buttons are setting the variables as we go. So when the app starts, it's not going to have any variable here. It's going to be a white screen. So we're going to have to do something about that. It's going to be I'm going to select my app component, and then I'm going to go to its on start property. I'm going to set var view into let's say it's going to be red to start with, like this, and then I'm going to use a variable called var start animation. Good lord. False. So, oh my god. Var start animation false. Well, what this guy's going to do is All right. So my thinking is this: we're gonna have a var animation start variable here. That's gonna start our hidden timer, and it's gonna be set to some milliseconds. We're gonna figure that out soon, and then that will drive when the milliseconds are being counted. That will drive our animation, and the animation components are transparency and x-axis movement, 10 pixels. I'm just going to showcase that real quick here, so we can see that in action here. It's transparency and x-axis movement. When I press the button here, it goes to transparent like this, bam, real quick, and then it gets transformed by 10 pixels. So that's what it is. And we're going to recreate that here by setting up our variables. Var start animation. We're going to start off by false. And then in the buttons here, we are going to call it. So let's just do this. Set var start animation to true. Like this. I'm going to copy paste this guy to the red button as well, like so. Okay. And now to get our timer to run, we're going to have a duration. But in case we're going to be reusing this component somewhere else, I'm just going to create a variable that's going to be our duration variable. Now that's going to be on our app on start. I'm going to set it as var anim duration. I'm a great typer, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Var anim duration. I'm going to take this guy, I'm just going to run on start. Just right click the app object and then run on start. That loads our variables. You see that our screen went to red as I was talking about earlier. I'm going to take our var anim duration here. I'm going to copy that guy. I'm going to go to our timer. I'm going to press the duration parameter on here. I'm going to paste it on here, so now it's 300. Right, so that's 300 milliseconds of duration in our timer. And the other options for this timer, we're not going to want it to auto pause, and display mode should be edit. Right, this all looks good. And now the logic of running this timer. Now we're going to want to hook up our var start animation here. So now when animation starts, this timer starts. Right, and then we have our actions or events, which is on timer end and on timer start. We're gonna need to have something that makes our dimmer visible, so that it dims our screen once we're pressing our navigation button. So let's just say set var anim dimmer. Come on. Visible true. Right. Now we have this guy here. And then on timer end, we're going to want to set that var start animation to false and var anim dimmer visible to false. So that's going to end our loop. Sweat. Set var start animation to false. And then we're going to set dimmer visible to false as well. Very cool. Now we should pretty much have all the variables that we need. So pretty much now we need to have something that drives our animation. I've actually tried this before by running this gap. So in our containers we have this gap value. So if I just put this gap value to 10, it's going to create a cap of 10. I tried to drive this with my timer, but it couldn't do it. Just didn't work. I don't know why, but yeah, that's what happened there. And actually, now that I notice one thing, when I put this at 10, and I see that my background here, my screen container is set to white or transparent, I'm just gonna do one thing. I'm just gonna put something as its fill value because it just looks weird without it. Because it's gonna have to be the same color as my navigation in the back. So right, don't forget to take that off. So you're not gonna have some weird Colgate toothpaste looking animation here with a white strip in the middle. That's an original. All right. Now we're gonna want to have our dimmer element in here. That's gonna be a rectangle, a rectanguloid like this, and that guy is gonna live. I'm sorry. I hope I said dimmer element. That guy's gonna live right about there. The X is gonna be 250, which is the width of our navigation here. The height is gonna be parent height. What's gonna be parent width minus 250. Cool. Now that's set up, it's gonna call this guy our dimmer, not dinner. And his visibility is it's gonna be interesting because his visibility or his color value, let's say. The base color, I'm gonna want it to be the same as our nav. It's gonna take the base color from here to our dimmer, like so. This is the state at which the dimmer is visible. So the animation has just started and the dimmer is gonna go into transparency in a smooth way. And the way to create a smooth transparency, if I set it up without a smoothness, it's gonna look super janky. And there's a mathematical way to do that because we use power. So we're gonna take a power off. So the base is gonna be our dimmer timer value, and I'm going to use as our exponent 200. 0.6. These are just trial and error. Come on, bro. 0.6. That's a little bit better. That should be all right. Cool. And then, because nothing happens yet, we're going to have to set our visibility of this dimmer element to be, of course, our var anim dimmer visible. And now if we run on start, yep, and now if we preview the app, but now we're gonna want the smooth animation in between here. And that we're gonna do with another rectangle, and it's gonna be in our screen container, and it's gonna be between these two guys. It's gonna create a rectangle. Rectangle, and this guy's gonna be say height, parent height, width 10 for now. I'm just gonna drag this guy into between here, and this guy should have color of transparent. Color transparent, like so. There's a fly on my screen. It's driving me crazy, like absolutely crazy. I'm gonna call this guy anim spacer, like this. Very cool, very cool. One edit here. I've made a mistake. Let's take these two guys, red area and blue area. Let's drag them out of the right container. I guess we gotta do that one at a time. And then delete right container. Because why have the right container? Because we can just do this. It's just adding complexity for no reason. Right. Okay. Please do that. Please see that your tree looks like mine. Okay. Anim spacer here. Some properties for this guy that need to be adjusted. Colors transparent and width. Again, because we have our animation, we have our timer. This timer is the engine that drives everything, so we're going to use that again to drive the width of this guy. And this is going to be if var start animation is false, width will be 0. If it is not false, if it's running, it will be 10 times. It's going to be another power function. Come on, bro. 10 times 1 minus power dimmer timer value divided by 306. And close everything down like so. And let's see what happens. For some reason, our preview does not want to do anything right now, but oh man, look at that. Look at that. It's actually working. That's very trippy looking, but I guess that's how it's done. And now we could pretty much, with these elements, the remote dimmer timer, dimmer, anim spacer, and our app on start variables that we created on here, random duration. Of course, we can just use random duration. God, good lord, random duration on here in our power syntax so that everything matches out. Because apparently I haven't set that up yet correctly. So now everything is working pretty cool. And if I want to have a longer animation, I can just control that stuff right from here. Let's say 600 and run on start. So now it's reloaded into memory. Oh, we have a slow animation on here. That's first off. That's actually so slow. It's a little bit, you know, jarring to look at, but oh man. All right, when you release this application, it will be a lot smoother. Just trust me. It runs pretty smooth. It's a pretty smooth looking thing when you're using it. It's quite usable. All right. Thank you for sticking with me in my first ever tutorial here. Please don't be very judgmental if I'm stuttering here, but all right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.